So are you someone that generally eats clean and healthy and works hard but still struggle to lose fat? Well, you're not alone. Because when most people first start out with a fat loss program or just eating healthy in general, they are totally unaware of just how calorie dense their typical everyday food options are. But that ends now. My name is Torbs from Torbs Training, and in this video we are going to cover the best food sources to proteins, carbohydrates and fat, and what foods that secretly adds up calories without you being aware of it. Note, when I say better options, I mean more volume-dense foods that will make you feel full, energized and provide more nutrients just with fewer calories. That way we can eat twice as much food just with the same amount of calories. Before we get into the actual foods, I just want to remind you that there are no inherently good or bad foods. There are only bad total combinations of foods over the course of a week. Eating healthy and losing weight does not require you to change everything you enjoy eating and make your life boring. But when you make some of the less optimal food choices in this video, it's hard to stay in a calorie deficit long term. But with the smarter food choices I will present, staying in a calorie deficit will be very sustainable. In the previous video, we talked about the concept of flexible dieting and the importance of finding your calorie and macronutrient targets. Now in this video, let's look at the best and worst sources to these macronutrients, that is proteins, carbohydrates and fat. Below this video, I will link a PDF with all the best sources so you don't have to remember them all right now. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. First of all, protein. So we all know that protein rocks.
Protein rocks. Protein.
It builds and maintains your muscles while also make you feel full after a meal. But are all protein sources good? Let's look at the most common protein sources reported by clients who were struggling to lose weight. Note, if you are a vegan, the following images may contain graphic content. These are ground beef, pork chops, sausages, bacon and fattier steaks. Yes, they are high in protein, but they are packed with a ton of additional fat, hence they bring up your calorie count quite a bit. So you want to swap these animal protein sources with its leaner counterparts. That is chicken breast, turkey, egg whites, leaner beef and leaner pork. So develop a habit of looking at nutritional labels. If the food source has less than 5 grams of fat per 100 grams, it's considered to be a lean protein source. You may notice that some quality protein sources like salmon and whole eggs are actually not lean per this rule. Does it mean that they're bad foods? No, but they can bump up your overall calorie intake without you being aware of it. And if you're a vegan or just want to cut back on the meat to, save the planet, I will cover this in a later video. A complete list of protein sources are covered in the PDF below. Next up, we have carbs. And let me first clarify, carbs are your friend. There is much confusion about carbohydrates and fat loss, but you need carbs to fuel your workout performance and enjoy life. Now, potentially problematic carb sources are those that you easily overeat without making you feel full very long. This include white rice, pasta and white bread. Note, these food sources aren't bad at all, but they are very easy to unknowingly overeat. A better option would then be to change to its whole grain counterparts. For example, you change your cornflakes with oatmeal, white bread with whole grain bread, and white rice with brown rice. Note, the calorie content is not much different, but they will make you feel full much longer. Further, you can partially replace some of the starchy carbohydrates with more vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, tomatoes or zucchini. You'll feel equally as full, just with more vitamins, fiber and less calories. When it comes to the most problematic snacks I found with clients who were struggling to lose weight were chips, cookies, chocolate, ice cream and sugary cereals. When consumed in moderation, these foods are fine, but there is no way you are stopping at your first serving. Not to mention that the impact these foods will have on your hunger is minimal. After your blood sugar spikes and crashes, you want more sugar to pick you back up again, causing a vicious cycle. So more volume-dense snacking options would include berries and fruits. In sum, adjust your carb intake after your activity levels. If you train hard, you need more carbs. And choose complex carbohydrates that prevent you from binging. Now let's talk about fat and prepare to have your mind blown. Eating fat does not make you fat. In moderation, that is. You need fat for a vast range of vital processes like balancing your hormones. But before you celebrate this fact with adding extra cheese on your Big Mac, you want to aim for unsaturated fat and limit saturated fat that's typically found in meat, dairy, baked and fried foods. Now, all fats in general, even healthy unsaturated fat sources, will be very dense in calories. While 1 gram of protein and carbohydrates contain 4 calories, 1 gram of fat contains 9 calories. This doesn't mean you should avoid them at all, since we need a minimum amount of fat for our bodies to function properly. But it does mean that you need to be more mindful of your portions whenever you eat them, because of how easy they are to overeat and bulk up your overall calorie intake. Commonly problematic foods are peanut butter, trail mix, butter, and oils. Chances are you are eating way more than you thought was just a serving of peanut butter or a serving of nuts. Which is why for these foods, it's important to get familiar with the serving sizes and ensure you are not overeating if your goal is to lose weight. Also, one more fat source that's commonly reported among people who struggle with losing weight is salad dressings. You see, oil-based dressings don't provide much at all for 200 calories. In fact, many of you likely use twice and even triple this amount whenever you are making a salad, which turns what you thought was a low-calorie meal into the equivalent of a couple slices of pizza. So be mindful about your portions when you're using oil-based dressings, or you can opt in for less calorie-dense salad dressings. Finally, we have the best sources to vitamins and minerals. Now it's time to load up. Vegetables, salad, and fruits does not only contain a lot of vitamins and fiber, they also give a good feeling of satiety almost without adding any calories. So if you're still hungry after a meal, add an extra portion of salad based on green vegetables or salad. So hopefully you can now see just how much more food you are able to eat and how much easier it is to suppress hunger and adhere to a diet by simply making smarter food choices. No, there are no real good or bad foods, just smarter food options depending on your goal. In the next lesson, I will talk about the 3 rules of what you should avoid eating 80% of the time and when to include them. Talk to you soon, Torbs. Also, if you want to put this into a step-by-step program, you can head over to my website torbstraining.com and join my monthly challenge. It starts every month, and here I will help you and other like-minded get lean and strong for life with new habits, with me as your coach and mentor holding you accountable. So claim your spot in the next group before it's full. Also, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up. Talk to you in the next video. Torbs.